Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. Plymouth Daily, pill number 340. 304T. It's like Tree Fruity, except plus minus 310. I have no idea. Anyway, time to light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Take me higher. Dang it to hecka. Double decker. Hey, James. Hey. Welcome aboard. Now what? Let's share the show. Dang it. All right, let's share too. My personal timeline. Dang it. And heck it. Let's share it too. Live streams. And two. Fluff dump. And first make fluff bucket. And the Vape Crusader. Ding. Engage, echo chamber. Engage echo chamber. Not too bad, Annette. How are you? Hey, Gypsy. Mark's here. We're doing all right. All right, that was sharing with my timeline. Let's see where else. Let's share with my wife's account. Let's see. Go to Jason is a Social Scientist. Where are we sharing it? We're going to share it too. Dang. Let's go to the meme groups. Let's see. Funny memes. Meme fiends. We'll go to the live groups too. Let's see. Facebook live streaming. Facebook live video streaming. Facebook live. And craziest videos. Dang it. Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. Big changes. What are your changes? Oh, Gypsy. You get... Oh, hopefully this 30 minutes goes by fast and you guys celebrate. Dang it. There's nothing sweeter than being reconnected with a love, is there? Maybe there is. I don't know these things. So, whoa. The earth is flat. I think we all know this by now. Dang it. All right. Time to build. Build. Can you feel it building? Bang, bang, dang, dang. Construction noises. Dang, dang, bang, bang, rang, rang, hang, hang. nail, hammer, screw, screw, screw. The bowel is packed, and he's not even there yet? Boy, you guys are going to have a lot of fun. Holy mackerel. That's the first thing I like to do when I like to pack their bowel when I see it. Oh, a bowl. Yes, yes. That too. That's fun too. Bang, bang, hammer, hammer, nail, nail, screw, screw. Boom, boom, boom. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. I think that was a Freudian slip if I ever heard one. You ever get Freudian slip of the tongues? They're kinky. Trust me. They're sort of like a French kiss, except down under. That's what Australian kiss is. A French kiss, except down under. Wait, what? What are we talking about? Dang it! Bang, bang, hammer, screw, nail, nail. All right. Boom, boom. Zoom, zoom. Oomy, zoomy. Dang it to hecka. Double decker. Ah. I knew that was going to happen. Dang it. Broke my sewing machine again. I'm going to buy a new sewing machine someday. Let's see. Dang it, and dang it, and dang it, and dang it, and dang it, dang it, dang it. It's going to be okay, Jason. Calm down. Calm yourself. Calm your tits. It's going to be okay. Dang, 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 Okay. Dang, 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 did the dang, dang, dang. What am I doing? Forget. Word of the day. Word of the day. What is the word of the day? Hey, RJ, what do we have planned for this fine evening? Clint, I don't know yet. I just don't know. Out of weed again. That didn't take long, did it? Dang it to heck. Hecka double decker. Let's just give it up. Flower. Flower is the word of the day. Pulls was the word of the day yesterday. You're smuggling raisins. Ooh, evil. That's a plant, you know. Raisins are highly invasive. It's a hard nipple. Woo! This is kinky. I have no idea what we're talking about. But let's keep talking about it. Dang it, and 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 dang it. Where's Charlie? Charlie, where are you? Dang it to heck. He-Man, where are you? Dang it! Dang it. Double dog dang it to heck. And back again. Perfect. I'm sorry it's taken so long. It's gotta be just perfect though, don't you know? Heck it, and dang it, and deck it, dang it, and deck it, and ring it, and hang it, and bang it, and double dog dang it. How do I approach mental health? It's a practice. It's a practice, and I take showers. My approach is showering. How do I approach mental health? Dang it, the heck. Dang it to heck. Let's see. What time is it? What time is it? Oh, I don't know. Time to peel the banana. That's what time it is. It's time to peel the banana. Dang it to heck. Like a double decker. Oh yeah. Banana peeled. Too fruity, too fruity. The apple, where did that apple go anyway? I think I dropped it. I must have dropped it. I'm gonna find it. Don't worry. Dang it, and 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 dang it! Time for the mini fireplace. And where's my apple? Where's my apple? Ah, I see it. Now what? Mini fireplace. Go Gadget! Mini fireplace! Engage! Come on, says Robert Acosta. What can I do for you, sir? What can I do for you? The show? Is the show late? A little later. I fell asleep. Not too much later than usual, though. James Cracker? I mean Graham? Is that who's depressed? Oh, Phillips. Hey James, I'm sorry. All right. James Phillips, it's okay not to be okay. James Phillips, it's okay not to be okay. James Phillips, it's okay not to be okay. Wow. He-Man's playing it. He-Man's always playing Pac-Man. Not too much, Ricky. You're working hard as usual. Corey says, it's so cool seeing the show grow. I've been following it off and on since Acid Math days. Keep it up. Thank you, Corey. Thank you very much. Like, Acid Math is still an awesome group to share too. Like, welcoming. And it is. Thank you for saying that. It's fun for me to watch it change too. It's really changed a lot too. Bells and whistles always getting added. Go He-Man. Nice. Marty Wallstrom says, I had a recent breakup too. Trust me, things get better. I hope things get better. They do. Like, they do. And things have been getting better for me too. Like, I've been in an upward swing, but now it's not so much the thing that things are so bad. Just, I don't know if I hate the swings. I hate. The shoe's always going to drop, you know. Now it's not so much that things are so bad. It was always going to. I'm going to share the show quick. Maybe we'll play some Bop It. Somebody just posted that their friend just committed suicide tonight. That's sad. Suicide is a painful thing for those people left behind. It is. But I don't say that to shame the people that have committed suicide or the people who think about suicide. Like, you have to be in a pretty bad spot in order to even consider it. Okay, let's go to The Absurd Life. Arts from the Darkness, Open Minds. Art Freaks People's Choice Awards. Art Freaks. Arts from the Darkness, Open Minds. And Art Freaks People's Choice Awards. Crazy Videos. Dang it to heck. Suicide is a wild animal, sir. Have you ever heard the song Migraine by 21 Pilots? He talks about suicidal lions in his head. Suicide is a wild animal, sir. Have you ever heard the song Migraine by 21 Pilots? I beat the hell out of them, he spits. Who did you beat up, man? Thanks, Vincent. Let's see. Beat the hell. He split. She calls the cops. I go to prison for 3. Ouch! Wow. I don't think it's that simple, Marty. I really don't. I think that I like to say that like things are random. I feel like we don't do bad things to deserve the bad things that happen to us. We don't do good things to deserve the good things that happen to us. None of us deserve anything. Things just are. And that's more comforting because I think about all the bad things that have happened in my life, and I'm like, dang it, I must be a terrible person. Must be a really terrible person. I didn't see everything that happened there, Rick. I just saw that. I didn't see what led up to the. I think the way we treat prisoners, people convicted of crimes, is a crime. It should be criminal. We marginalize people, and the people that tend to get convicted of crimes aren't even necessarily the guilty ones, because we're all guilty, aren't we? It should be criminal. We're all guilty. It's the ones that are unlucky. It's the people that are already marginalized. Poor people, people of minorities, people that no one cares about. And so those are the people that tend to get convicted of crimes, and then we marginalize them even further. And like it's difficult. It's a difficult. I don't know. It's a difficult thing to escape. Well, dang. I understand the impulse to want to be violent. I do. My wife makes me so angry sometimes. Today she made me really, really angry. I understand the impulse to want to be violent. I do. I came, like a bunk bed got delivered for the boys. Like, for one, we don't have any money. My wife makes me so angry sometimes. And for two, we sleep in a family bed, so they don't even really need a bed. Today she made me really, really angry. For three, we've talked about it, and I said I didn't think it was a good idea. And fine, I'm not the final arbiter. I don't get to make the final decisions here. But we've gone through this a million times. Just tell me you're going to do something. You don't have to ask permission, but just inform me you're going to do it. It's always afterwards. And it just feels like such disrespect. So of course I blew up and was yelling at her today. Mine are 6 and 7 years old. And it just feels like such disrespect. So of course I blew up and was yelling at her today. Mine are 6 and 7 years old. It's not about the bunk bed. It isn't. I'm just so tired of her not giving a rat's ass what I think. And now there's just bitterness on both sides. I'm just so tired of her not giving a rat's ass what I think. We do. We co-sleep, Vincent. We do. I always slept with my mommy when I was a kid. My dad worked night shift. So whenever he wasn't working, or whenever he was working, I'd always sleep with my mom. Just call me Oedipus. I always slept with my mommy when I was a kid. No, it wasn't that complex. Dang it to heck. So, but it's just something really comforting, whatever. And I always sleep with my mom. I don't know. It wasn't that complex. But then as soon as I lose my temper, I lose the high ground, you know, like, and I'm the bad guy. And I just, like, I don't know, I'm just so tired of this fighting with her. And, like, I keep thinking about reading the text messages that, like, we've been fighting really bad lately. And just to have you see the way I get treated. I don't, like, and I feel like such a big, and she always tells me I'm such a whiner, complainer, whiny crybaby. Well, I've got shit to put, I put up with a lot of fucking shit. You think so? You think so, Annette? I'm really angry. I'm not certain that she loves me. You know, but I've been eating humble pie for my... I am the humble person, dang it to heck. And I'm tired of it. I mean, no one has to do anything. I'm tired of eating humble pie. Well, I think part of it's resentment. We're both under a lot of stress because of the financial situation right now. I know it irks her that I haven't been working. I think part of it's resentment. We're both under a lot of stress. But I blame her for that too. I blame her for everything. And I take no responsibility whatsoever in any of it. I know it hurts her that I haven't been working. I blame her for everything. And I take no. Is that ridiculous? Maybe. I blame her for the fact that I have HIV. I blame her for the fact that I lived with that rapist for a year. I blame her for... Is that ridiculous? Maybe. I blame her for the fact that I have HIV. I blame her for the fact that I lived with that rapist for a year. I blame her for... Hey, DM. You know, blaming her feels good, so I don't know. I don't really, you know, like, I say it partially tongue-in-cheek. But there's, you know, blaming her feels good, so I don't know. I don't really, you know, like, I say it partially tongue-in-cheek. I'm going to show you guys the pictures. I've never shown them on the show. I'm going to show you guys the pictures. I've never shown them on the show. Dang it to heck. Okay, here's one of the times he scratched the fuck out of me. Can you see, like, all down that arm, on my back, on the other arm, across my stomach? Here's one of the times he scratched the fuck out of me. Can you see, like, all down that arm, on my back, on the other arm, across my stomach? There's one. There's not a lot to see there. It says fat, diseased faggot. She punched me in the mouth that time. Separate incident. Here's a third incident where she scratched me. She punched me in the mouth that time. Here's a third incident where she punched me after I was diagnosed with HIV on top of Pikes Peak. I don't know. And I'm not the same person after all that. I know, like, I'm quick to anger. I'm hyper vigilant, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not the same person after all that. I know, like, I'm quick to anger. I'm hyper vigilant, and I can tell you what it felt like. I can tell you what it felt like when she scratched me. I felt like victory. It felt like I won. I don't know, I just feel, like, perpetually feel guilty all the time, and I felt bad for being the cheating husband, the faggot husband that, what? There's the only thing worse than a man who cheats on his wife is a man who cheats on his wife with other men. And I felt bad for being the cheating husband. So I had all this guilt, but when she scratched me, when her nails were tearing the flesh from my body, I felt, like, in that moment at least, I wasn't just I was the victim. I was clearly the victim, not the cheating asshole. Tearing the flesh from my body. Like, in that moment at least, I wasn't just and I'm not I guess I technically cheated on my wife. I did. And so I sound like I'm just making a bunch of excuses, right? But I was a serial monogamist my whole life. Sex wasn't even that important to me. For Christ's sake. I was satisfied sexually in our marriage for the from when we were married in 2007, from when we were a couple in 2006, until 2011 when my second son was born. Dang it to heck. When we were married in 2007, and then we stopped having sex. We stopped having sex for a year, and I was still okay with that. I was like, I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but you know, I know how to masturbate, whatever. And I was throwing myself into other things. At that time, I was obsessed with Thomas the Wooden Railway. I'd set up 3 train tables before Christmas. This would have been 2013, Christmas of 2013, I guess. I'd set up 3 train tables worth of stuff. I was going to make movies, start a YouTube channel, have my own wooden railway. And you bet, Annette. Thank you for listening with an open mind, I guess. And so I feel like just an awful person. And I tried so hard to get her to take part of it, and you know, like, this is one of the things we started to fight about, was the cost of the Thomas Wooden Railway. And then she had agreed to let me build it up here, you know, like, we're gonna have family over. I wanted everybody to see how much work I'd put into it. But then as it approached, she's like, this takes up the whole kitchen and area, like, I can't stand this. You have to tear it down. You know, I'd put so much work in them, like, before they got here, and I was just like, before I'd made any videos with it or anything, and I was like basically begging her to like just get involved, please, like. And she was like, I just wish I'd never even heard of Thomas, because she gave me such shit about buying it all, right? I was like literally in tears one time, like, because like she found out I'd bought more than I'd told her, and I was feeling so guilty, you know. I was like for lying. My goodness, because withholding the truth is lying. And I remember weeping to her. Like, I'm so sorry. I tried to call, you know, my parents are dead, but I tried to call her family and see if they wanted to, like, buy some of the toys for their Christmas present or whatever. You know, they're like, oh, we don't feel comfortable with that. You know, and, like, she heard my apology, saw my tears, but was unmoved by it. And begrudgingly accepted my apology. You know, I'd spent $600 or something. The next day, she just used it as an excuse. She signed a $6,000 contract for landscaping outside our house here. And it was that moment I was like, I am never wasting another tear apologizing to this woman if it means absolutely nothing. Contract for landscaping outside our house here. It was that moment. Anyway, I stopped buying the Thomas stuff. She berated me enough until I finally tore it all down. I tore all this stuff down. And it was like 3 months later, she got obsessed with Thomas trains herself, and she started buying way more than I ever bought of Thomas Trackmaster. And then she just went off on every kind of toy. Like, our basement is filled with fucking toys. She berated me, and it was like 3 months of Thomas trains herself, and she started buying. Now it looks like a fucking warehouse for a toy store. And then she just went off on every kind of toy. Like, our basement is filled with fucking toys. And so, that was even more infuriating. So it was around this time that, like, after I couldn't do Thomas Railway anymore, I decided to get on Facebook. And then, like, I started posting a lot about atheism, which is enough to earn me a spot as an admin on evangelical Pastafarianism. And I, like, you know, they focus on human rights, humanitarian kind of stuff. You know, I found myself making posts about gay rights, but, like, not standing up for... I was standing up for other people, but not standing up for myself. I'm like, wow. And I think the last straw for where I decided that, like, this monogamy business isn't for me anymore is I was masturbating to gay porn. And she was mocking me about it. And to me, that was the last time. Like, you won't fuck me. It's been a year, you won't fuck me. I can't play with Thomas the Wooden Railway, even. And now I can't even masturbate? Like, you know, like, I will only retreat so far. And so that's when I told her, you've always known that, I came out to you before we were a couple. You remember that, when I said I was gay and I wanted to find a boyfriend? That was when we were friends, and that guy ended up rejecting me. The guy that and then Laura, wasn't long after that, she told me she had feelings for me, so coming out to the rest of my family and friends and everything was a moot point. But she always knew. She always knew who I was. And so then when she, years later, when she's mocking me for masturbating to gay porn, I'm like, that's it. And so I said, you've always known that I was attracted to men. I want to explore that other side of my sexuality. I know it's not something we talked about before we were married, but, and you can say no. I don't know what I'll say if you do say no, but I want you to come back and talk to me about it. I waited 6 weeks. I waited 6 weeks, and I could tell the conversation wasn't welcome. I waited 6 weeks, and then she never said anything. And then, because of a doctor had found out that she had this pretty serious drinking problem. She's drinking like a liter of vodka a day for that year that we weren't having sex. Found out that she'd been drinking, and in order to continue her other treatment, she had to stop drinking, which meant detox. So her hand was sort of forced, and she went into detox. And I used that opportunity. I'm like, I put up with this for a year, and this is the part where I cheated on her, and it's not right. But yeah, well, I used that as an excuse, like my bitterness for having been, for her needing to go into rehab or whatever, and so I had my first hookup with a guy on Grindr. And she found out right away. She hangs on to that because, and it's technically cheating, I guess. But, it's not exactly in the same vein as, like, I want to tell the truth. And then from there on, we kept an open marriage. Did she? Yeah, she hid it. I mean, I didn't ever ask, though. I felt like it wasn't really my place. It's her. I have my own substance use issues. Drinking was never it, but, we both went through a serious opiate addiction. That's kind of why she went to turn to alcohol, was like to fill in that hole. I was filling my hole with other cocks, but she was filling the hole left by her, you know, her lack of opiates with alcohol. Yeah, I don't care that she drinks. I just hate the cruelty. But she was filling the hole left by her, you know, her lack of opiates with alcohol. Yeah, I feel like I've been through a lot, Blaine. Like, you know, like she gives me such shit about complaining about it. She's like, oh, she rolls her eyes every, you know, and like, and she doesn't take any responsibility for anything, and just says I'm a big crybaby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't care that she drinks. I just hate the cruelty. Yeah, I feel like I've been through a lot. Like shit. And she blames it all on me because I was too depressed after my parents died. You know, okay, I'll tell you some of her major complaints about me. And some of them are fair. One, depression was huge. Like, we got married in October of 2007. My mom died in June of 2007. So from the beginning of our marriage, I was depressed. We had a destination wedding in Jamaica. And I said when we were there, I wish we weren't there. I wish I was, I would say all the time, I wish I was dead. I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead. That's hard to deal with. Granted. But like, I like to, you know, I like to think the things that I do weren't directly meant to hurt her. Like, yeah, it was a mantra. I mean, that's hard to live with. I would just say, wish I was dead, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead. Weren't directly meant to hurt her. I'd go to work, but, you know, like, she was always pushing me. Like, she was pushing me to, like, go on walks. That was one of her big fights. Always pushing me to go on walks. And I'm like, stop asking me to go on walks. Like, I want, you know, ask me to do something else, anything else. But like, you keeping asking me to go on walks makes me want to never go on a walk ever again in my life. And I'm like, stop asking me to walk. Yeah, I mean, she blames it on postpartum depression. I think there's a lot, and dealing with my depression, you know, I mean, like, it's not like she has. She's been through a lot in her life too, and she wasn't lucky enough to have the role model that I had of a parent. Like, I found out after, you know, I got all those claw marks on my body that, you know, she saw her mom claw her dad when they were young, like before they got a divorce. Like, monkey see, monkey do. And what else? So just like laziness too. Like, her big thing was like, she brings this up a lot. I had to mow the lawn while I was pregnant. My thought was like, well, you didn't have to mow the lawn. I never asked you to do anything. Because I won't do it doesn't mean necessarily you have to. And yeah. So my depression caused me to check out, and then her like berating me about it, the tough love over the depression, made me just kind of dig in my heels even farther. My depression. Hey, Zulimi. Daisy, what can I do? What did I do? What did I do? Berating me about it, tough love over the depression, made me just kind of dig in my heels. Right? Right. So thank you, Daisy. Thank you. I was just like, well, if you don't, like, my thought was just always like, if you don't, I don't feel like doing it, so I can't expect you to do it, but I just know I'm not doing it. And so like, I always felt so guilty for all, like, being depressed. It's like, if you don't, like, my thought was, I don't feel like doing it, so I can't expect you to do it, but I just know I'm not doing it. And then once I did start exploring my sexuality, like, there was just so much guilt about that, too, like, again, just so there's so many messages about that. And then once I did start exploring my sexuality, like, there was just so much guilt about that, too, like, again, there's so many messages about that. What am I owning, Robert? What am I owning? I like you, Daisy. Thank you. You're affirming my... Dang it. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not. What am I owning, Robert? And... What am I owning? After, I like you, Daisy. You affirming my... Dang it. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not. It gets stuck in my throat because I'm, like, so embarrassed about it. But, like, after I experienced the scratching and the punching, I was a traumatized individual. And, like, I haven't hit her. But one time I took a toilet seat. And I just want to, like, shame her, or, like, dominate her or something. I don't know, just, like... And I took the kid's, like, potty seat, the toilet training seat, and I shoved it in her face. And, like, I don't know, like, basically rubbing a dog's nose, and... I just go crazy out of anger, like, and... Dominate her or something. I don't know, just, like... And I took the kid's potty seat, the toilet training seat, and I shoved it in her face. It's ugly stuff. It's just toxic stuff. Just go crazy out of anger. Done a lot of property damage. Raging. Pounded the island. Done a lot of property damage. Hole in the bathroom wall. It's a dent mark in the refrigerator from me punching it. Island. I haven't. I don't have any money, Mr. Dixon. Punched a dent mark in the refrigerator. Punch it. I'm trying to set the guilt down. Talking about it helps, I think. I haven't. I don't have the money, Mr. Dixon. I'm trying to set the guilt down. A lot of the worst of it happened. I moved out of the house for a year. After I was diagnosed with HIV, she called up this dude that the very first guy I ever had sex with. She called him up. The worst bit happened, and he came and picked me up, and I lived with him for a year. That was another toxic situation. Even he would talk about how much alike he was to Laura. It was like, lucky fucking me. Very first guy I ever had sex with called him up. Both complete assholes when they're drunken. If You tried reaching out to her? I'm not exactly comfortable with it. I'd say I don't know. Part of it is like I don't think either of us know how to change the situation. Like she can't really work without me around to do childcare. Neither one of us have my parents are dead. Her parents suck. Sorry, guys, if you're watching, but you kind of do. And I just know that if my mom wasn't dead, she'd be here. Where are they? Where the fuck are they? Like, we would have been, like, Laura and I probably would have made it. Like, we were both just so goddamn strong. I always want to blame somebody, right? You know, it can't be my fault. I just want, I think I'd look for blame because I just want things to be different. I want them to be different. I wish different things had happened. But I just know if my mom was here, none of this would have happened. Would have had to peel our children out of their arms. Like, it was just so painful to not have a safe place to take them. And not to, where it was and to know that, they're just, I didn't give them, I saw shit when I was a kid too. My parents fought. But, I don't know. Let's go. Let's go, Daisy. All aboard. Let's all go. Without Superman spinning Brock can't focus on Harambe playing Pac-Man with Flower. Indeed, indeed. What other things does she say about me? What are my big... Dang attack. Hey, Ricky. You think things are getting better? They are getting better, but it's like it's not a straight path. Oh my goodness. I just wish that she could see me the way some of the people here see me. Just wish she loved me. Damn it. Wish she was impressed by me. I wish she thought I was funny. I wish she thought that I was smart. I wish she thought that... I don't know. Can somebody give Brenza a quick recap? Your marriage isn't a skating rink. You can't just slide through. She won't listen to you. Thank you. This is not real. Dang it to heck. It's entertaining, though. It's true, I scripted this all. I worry, what if she's right, though? What if it is, like, she says, you're just like that in front of them, and you're an asshole to family. And that's the way my dad was, and she knows that's the way my dad was, because I told her. Like, my dad was, like, everybody in the world's best friend. But, you know, she always goes for my weak spots. Like, she knows my dad and I didn't get along. She says that my dad was kind of klutzy. Like, he did, like, I don't know, like, my dad was he had a big heart. He was he was a loving person. I don't know, like, I don't know if it was related to a head injury. He had a head injury when I was 11, but, like, I think even before that, he was just, like, sloppy. He was sloppy. For example, I never lived in this house, but there was a house that my family lived in. My brother, sister, my parents. It was before I was born, and years later, when I was in high school, became friends with the family, with a boy that's family bought that house from my parents. And then it was funny, like, you know, Brian, like, my friend, he never knew my parents. Like I said, I never lived in that house, but all growing up, he'd always hear about that damn Elvin, because my dad's name was John Elvin. He'd be like, that damn Elvin. He almost burnt down the house by putting in the chimney wrong. Like, they were doing some remodeling, and it was like the wall was all blackened. After my parents died, my brother got their house, and that house burnt down because he had installed the this wood pellet stove wrong. Instead of venting it like straight up, he vented it out, like backwards and out, you know, like out the wall, and so that caused a fire. And yeah, he just was like, she was bull in a china shop, and it didn't like, people would call him that, and they didn't necessarily mean it complimentary. She, you know, like, she says that about me, you know, you're just a bull in a china shop, and you're just a mean jerk. I know my kids don't feel about me the way I felt about my dad. I can see the love in their eyes. I told my dad I hated him. But she, you know, like, I don't know. She just is really good at turning people against me, though. Part of the reason, you know, like, it took me a long time to get, it's 340 pills, 340 shows before I, you know, showing these pictures of me getting scratched, gone into some of the more embarrassing details of our relationship. But she's, you know, no qualms about making me look bad. And I think part of the reason, like, I started wanting to really, like, get a story out there is because, you know, like, there was a time where she was recording me all the time. Like, she'd, like, punch me in the nose and then record me, my reaction afterwards. And I don't know, there was, like, she'd sent some video to my sister without me knowing. She recorded me without knowing. She sent the video to my sister without knowing, without any context. And it, like, still, my relationship with my sister, I don't think it'll ever be the same. You know, my sister now acknowledges, yeah, like, well, yeah, she did manipulate me, and I was like, well, that's all fine and good, but like, couldn't you have at least gotten my side of the story? Couldn't you have talked to me? Like, don't you remember who I was? Don't you remember your brother? She's like, and then my sister's like, I only did what Mom would have done. You know, like, whatever. I don't know. And I was like, well, that even hurt worse because, like, I know my mom. My mom would have heard me out. She would have given me a chance. She would have listened to me. And no matter what, she would have loved me. And, I remember I told you she punched me in the nose after I was diagnosed on Pikes Peak. Again, after she had promised that was after she promised she was never going to record me again. She promised that she was never going to punch me again. She was recording me screaming at her driving down Pikes Peak. Very often, she doesn't do what she said she's going to do. Like today, this bunk bed, you know, was delivered to the house. She promised that she wasn't going to just buy things without talking to me. It's not like I'm asking her to get permission. I just want to be at least informed. She does say what will hurt. You know, and it's like, it's really in a callous sort of way, too. Like, the truth doesn't even matter. The truth is secondary. It's only about scoring points, winning, and hurting. Where does the money come from? What money? What money? Like 14 or 15,000 feet, I think. Like it's between 14 and 15,000 feet. What money are you talking about? Who started which game? A hard time keeping up, but yeah, I don't. Thanks for listening, Wasabi. Hey, maybe the boys and I can swing over in the next day or two. So, money. My wife and I, when we became a couple in June of 2004. I graduated nursing school in May of 2005. And she was already a nurse when we became a couple. So we were both nurses for the first... And we're still both nurses. So. And I had been working up until November for the same place since before I met her. I started at a company named Meritor in the year 2000 as a certified nursing assistant. I continued as a nursing assistant there until 2005 when I graduated, and then I transferred to the child and adolescent psychiatric unit as a nurse. I spent a year there, and then I worked for the next 11 years at the adult psychiatric unit, still for the same company. My wife, she worked as a nurse on the burn unit when we first became a couple. She spent a year on adult psych, and then spent the next subsequent years at hospice, and now she works for cancer. On a cancer unit, an oncology unit. So you know, up between 2005 and 2010, when our first kid was born, we were dinks. We were double income, no kids. And then fast forward until now. Now I have been off work since November. I haven't managed to apply for disability. I haven't managed to be able to do much of anything except for somehow I do this show. It's the only thing that motivates me to move. And so yeah, we have now just one income as a nurse. Hopefully I'll get disability. But there isn't a lot of money right now. Dang it to heck. We both spend more money horribly. Dang it to heck. We lived beyond our means for years. Even when we were double income, no kids, we still, I don't know. Money for me is like, the more you pour in the top, the faster it comes out the bottom. I'm not proud of her anymore, no. No, I'm just bitter. I used to be proud of her. I'm so proud to stand next to her. Gorgeous. She's got 2 college degrees. She's in nursing and in animal science. I don't know, the first time I met her, she was dating the guy I bought weed from when we first became a couple. We were friends for probably a year, maybe even a little bit longer. And I just remember, like, the guy that I bought weed from, I just didn't like this dude, right? He's just a real jerk. He's all right. He's all right. And we eventually a friendship grew because, you know, like, we shared in common weed, and I used to hang out there all the time at their house. We used to play video games together. I don't know. I can usually find common ground with somebody on some level. So we used to play video games together. I don't know. And dang it to heck. I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you, Rebecca. She's just turned ugly. I think we all, I mean, I get myself all wrapped, like, twisted up, and be like, every time I, like, demonize her and be like, you know, like, well, she's been through a lot. She didn't have the mother I had. You know, her mother tried to commit suicide in front of her. Her parents divorced at a young age. Like, she was alone a lot of times. She didn't, you know, like, she's just, you know, her mother had a difficult childhood growing up too. Like, she was a victim of trauma. She was raped. Her grandmother never showed love. According to Laura's mom, she was never hugged as a child. I don't know. I think I believe that people do the best that they can. Even my wife. And if she could see a better path, that she'd do it. You know, like, but I don't know. She tests my theories, though. Hey, Sarah. Thanks, Kyle. Wow, we can do anything. We can do any. Lots of people walk away. Lots of people walk away. Life just turns you ugly slowly, and like I said before, what's the time? I'm not sure. I have motivations now. I think it kills her. It kills her more now that like, this show is my motivation, and it fulfills me. I keep telling her, I don't need your goddamn blowjobs anymore. She's like, you're just upset because you don't get blowjobs. And I'm like, no, I don't. It might be that I'm depressed, but I'm either depressed or transcendent because I don't feel like I need sex. I get, I get what I get what I was looking for with the random hookups, with these random hookups here, and it's even more fulfilling. Like, because the random hookups on Grindr sometimes leave me feeling worse about myself. Dang it to heck. But she wasn't having sex with me, and I would, whatever. I was been a year, and what am I trying to say? So, yeah, I started becoming hypersexual, looking for a hookup every night. Not right away once my wife stopped having sex with me. Like I said before, I turned to other things first. I went to Thomas the Wooden Railway, went to Facebook, but that's sort of then Facebook kind of opened the door to the sexuality part of it. And but I had always been a serial monogamist. Wasn't something I was always looking to fill that hole in my life. Like, there wasn't a hole. And then I don't even know. I know it's irrational, but I've said, if you would just, suck my dick like once a week or something, like, I wouldn't even have HIV. Like, it would never, it never occurred to me to cheat. Like, I was content. I was content. And it wasn't even cheating, or I already went through this story again. I'm not telling the same story over again. Fucking. This is awkward. This is awkward. What is it, Robert? Are you trolling me, Robert? I feel frustrated with you. You can rewatch the show afterwards. Oh my goodness. Please set the bag again. I love that line from Devil's Advocate. Whatchamacallit? Not Robert De Niro. Al Pacino. He plays the devil, and he says his son, Keanu Reeves, guilt's just a bag of bricks. All you got to do is set it down. So when you say it's not real, are you joking? Are you really questioning? Which part of it do you think isn't real? Samantha, you are a go-getter, Samantha Santiago. Dang it to heck. Man, good and plenty. I haven't seen BoJack Horseman. What's kind of true? Rebecca Sarah. We like to party by the Venga Boys plays. Jason, if you left, where would you go? How would you survive? Would you still see your boys? Part of the reason that I'm still here is because I don't know how to answer that question. I said earlier how, by secretly recording me and sending my sister messages out of context. She really damaged the, I couldn't go live with my sister. When I moved out for that year, she's like, you need to go somewhere after I was diagnosed with HIV. And I'm like, well, you already ruined my relationship with my sister. I reached out to my brother right after I was diagnosed, and that also went really poorly. He got so drunk, he could barely stand, and he was like insisting on showing me his new handgun. Just was, and I don't know, like, I didn't have anyone to turn to, really, and so I was like, and like, I was still working at the time, but it just seemed, I didn't have anything saved. It seemed really, really difficult, the idea of supporting myself. Plus, I was just like, I don't know. The kids were 3 and 2 or 4 and 3 or something like that. And I think that's when the disability was became overwhelming. Like, this is right around the time where I stopped working. It's just like, I can't do this. I don't know. You're that friend that will tell you the truth, bro. Well, I'm always skeptical of anybody who thinks they know the truth. I'm that friend that'll just listen to you. I'm that friend that'll just listen and tell you that you're fancy and fine just the way you are. Dang it to heck. But acknowledge that I don't know the truth. Gross, Robert. Those people are weird. People with HIV are weird. I have a hard time leaving the house. I don't know. I don't even care about working. God damn it. I'm fulfilled by the show. I am fulfilled by this show. This show fills in. It took me a while to get to that point where I can say that, but I feel like I put more effort and work into this show, and it's more fulfilling than. And I like the fact that I don't earn any money from it. I like that I'm doing something that's fulfilling without earning any money. What stops me from working? Well, looking people in the eyes. This is not real, it's easy. If you say so, man. Yeah, looking people in the eyes is probably the most difficult thing. Knowing that people, some of the thoughts that people have about me, my coworkers at the time, just some the highlights of things that they said, you did this to yourself. Like, how could he do this to his kids and his family? How could he be so irresponsible? Dang it to heck. And then, so knowing how, my friends, family, coworkers, how they all just kind of turned their back on me or judged me or for getting sick. So I think knowing that made it difficult, in particular, to go to that particular job. The place I'd worked since the year 2000. So I think, I think this people's reaction to me coming out when I came out as HIV positive on Facebook, it just was. It wasn't, I wasn't overwhelmed by hugs and love and support like I am now. It took, I had to go to a wider audience to get love and support. There's just a couple people that really, two friends from high school reached out. Wasabi was here earlier. It took him a while to find out, but he was watching the show one night and he's like, found out about the HIV and he invited me over. It was like 2 in the morning when he had to work the next night. He still invited me over. And the things that resonated with me, like my own worst thoughts and fears about myself, the things that hurt the most. So, and I don't know, I think, so it's, so I'm always imagining people thinking the worst thoughts about me. I'm like projecting these terrible thoughts into people's heads. That's all anybody ever thinks about is HIV. You walk down the street, everybody's thinking about HIV. It's the craziest thing. You guys are obsessed. But, maybe some of my guesses are wrong about what you guys are thinking about, but enough of the negative shit about being positive is confirmed. People say it to my face or whatever, that like it feels like all of it's true. And what? So I don't know. I just can't face it. And then the other thing is my job in particular is I'm a psychiatric nurse. So going into work and hearing about how suicidal people are, I couldn't be like, oh, I know, man. Like, that's really rough. That's a really rough story you got, like people have really rough stories when in the psych hospital. It's like they're homeless or abused or whatever. And people tell me these horrible stories, and I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, I know, I feel the same way. Let's just kill ourselves. Like, but that's not appropriate or healthy to do as a mental health professional. So I just have to bottle that, like sit on it. And it just, I don't know. It was difficult from day one after being diagnosed to go into work, but I was able to squeak by because I had a position called the Weekender program. I'd work 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday, but just 2 days a week. So 24 hours over the weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday, I'd work 2 12-hour shifts in a row. But that's all I'd work, and then I'd have Monday through Friday off. And because it was every weekend, they paid me for 40 hours. It was a really sweet gig. But as right before I left, they were eliminating that position, so I was going to have to go back to working 40 hours a week to make the same amount of money that I was making. And weekends are, before I was on the weekender position, I worked night shift. Like I've always been kind of like a social, isolate, I pull back or whatever from people. So more comfortable, anyway. So as that weekender position was coming to an end, that meant I was going to have to start working during the day. I'd have to start seeing my manager. I'd have to start seeing coworkers I don't usually see. I'd have to start seeing social workers, the doctors. I'd have to start seeing all these faces, and it's even more faces that I just like. The idea of that was way too. As a nurse, I was supposed to go to 5 staff meetings a year, like they have monthly staff meetings. I didn't make it to 1 after I was diagnosed with HIV. I just cannot put myself out in front of people. I'm completely isolated. And then isolated from not just, friends, but also like my family. Like I told you before, my wife had sabotaged a lot of the relationships, and then I come from a pretty homophobic background, rural Wisconsin, so also like being judged for, well, first just having gay sex, and then being dumb enough to catch HIV, because it's dumb to get sick, and you're a real dumb person if you get sick, and then I don't know, like, anyway, it's just real difficult to see people. I don't see you, Robert. I see some words. I see words. I don't have to see, like, the hard part for me is seeing people's eyes. The eyes are the hardest part, because, like, right now I could see you either feeling sorry for me, or I could see you laughing at me, like snickering, because you're uncomfortable, like, I could see, like, pity, or, whatever it is, like, judgment, disgust, anger. I'd have to see those things. I don't have to see it here. There's a glass wall between us, and I think being live like this, there's a power dynamic, and in my mind, one of us is above the other, and I think it works either way. Either like I'm the zoo animal, and you guys are all watching me, or I'm like, you guys are the the little people, and I'm the god. One of the two. But like, either way, it's the same reason why I feel comfortable around kids. Like, I have terrible social anxiety, but I could hang out with kids all day long because they're not threatening me. I know. I'm not saying I have no idea what people actually feel, but like, just seeing their eyes. People's eyes are scary to me. Robert, you keep suggesting I do things that different than what I'm already doing. I'm happy. I'm happy doing exactly what I'm doing. I've got 3 shows a day. I just have to find some way to make it sustainable now. I really am. If I can make this sustainable, where I can smoke weed every day and still do this, like that's all I really need. Strangely. Oh, thank you. We care. I come here after work because put me in a good mood and keep me from playing video. Video games can be good too, though. But I'd rather you do this because it's, I don't know. Thank you, Tom. Gotta make. I know. Well, the sustainability part of it, like I really, I'm hoping I get the disability, and that the disability will be enough to make this sustainable. I can tell you what, I definitely don't want to solicit from the people who watch this show. I don't want to ask you for money. It's hard enough to ask you to even just share the show. I don't want you to. I want you to. If I'm not asking anything from you, it makes it a lot more likely that you'll come back. That's what even for people I care about, I avoid. Like I don't, like my family. This is when I'm overwhelmed or feel like I can't, like I just don't answer text messages. If I don't answer the text messages, if I don't listen to the voicemails, if I don't make the phone calls, I don't have to feel guilty. And I do anything not to feel guilty. And I know, like, when I see something on YouTube or something, as soon as it's clearly I'm being sold something, just like whatever they're saying becomes secondary. It's just like I know I'm being sold something. Now that doesn't mean that I'll never sell out. I'll sell out. You know, free is a shtick. Just like everything is a shtick. But as far as shticks go, as far as shticks go, free is about as good as they come. And maybe a better word, because you know, am I going to sell out? Yes, I'm going to sell out if I can. But what does that look like? You know, like, maybe free isn't the right word. Priceless. I'm motherfucking priceless. People pay stupid money for art. People pay stupid money for, you know, like, I don't want to sell myself on the cheap. If I'm gonna be a sex worker, I'm gonna be a high-priced sex worker. Wow. Thank you, Annette. I'm gonna give you a shout out. You know, wow. Jealousy is a normal emotion, Mark. I experience jealousy myself. I tend to be jealous of the people that I respect and love. It's true. Because I always want to be the smartest. Dang it, Dad. Annette Ayers, thank you for listening. You're in the hospital? Oh. Well, I hope you both get better quickly. Dang it to heck. So I'm excited about my new show, though. I've got my new show. I really feel like threes are make for good, complete sets. And I've got 3 series. I've got 3 shows. And they're all good ideas, I think. They're like, together they work, together they form 3 legs. And one, this one, focuses on embracing stigma, dispelling ignorance, and finding support. So I've got this show. This is my main show, the flagship show. I got my second show, I'm Clean as a Whistle, which, while I embrace the stigma of mental illness on this show, I'm clean as a whistle. I use my skill set and experience as a nurse, a board-certified psychiatric nurse, to focus on mental health, because I believe mental health is a good goal. And then finally, my third series. It's achieving this mental health and making, doing something external. It's engaging with the world. Rebecca, I'm glad you're getting support from them. You deserve it, Rebecca. You've been supportive of me tonight. Thank you, Rebecca, Sarah. I have to pee. Excuse me. Hi. Nice. It got you out of the house. Nice, Blaine. That's really cool, actually. I think you probably deserve more credit than I do for actually getting out of the house, but dang it. It makes me feel good that, like, it makes me feel, helping other people really does feel good. Good morning, Carrie. Hey, Aaron. What is that IH? Is that high backwards? I'm feeling a little bit better. I vented a lot, and it didn't go. I thought you guys would all be like, "Get off the stream, Jason. You're fired." But for the most part, people were pretty nice. How are you, Damo? It was a good event. I showed the pictures. Of me getting clawed, of my being clawed, me getting punched in the nose, in the mouth. Talked about lots of stuff. Carrie says, I love listening to you. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you. It really helps me to talk, I guess. I guess I love talking. I do. Hello? Hey. Yeah. It's now. Yeah. You think it's okay to vent? And I'm glad it helps you, Carrie. It took me a while. It was just like, part of it's our culture. You shouldn't air dirty laundry. Bad things, if they happen, they're less bad if you don't talk about it. That's clear. And you should never embarrass. If you love somebody, that means that you protect them from the truth. And you just let them believe that Like, we have a fetish in this culture about privacy. I don't know. I just think a bit better if everybody was just out there. Just out there. Blaine said, I agree, Blaine. Seuss would agree with you too, Blaine. Seuss has a quote, "Be who you are and say what you will, because the people who matter don't mind, and the people who mind don't matter." Hey, Mark Silvers. We're just airing dirty laundry. What up? The ceiling's up today, Mark. Well, I'm glad. And I'm glad it helps just listening. And Blaine says it helped him get out of the house today. That's really good stuff. That's really good stuff. Helping people helps me. It took me a while to get over the embarrassment of I'm just like this. Well, for one, complainers shouldn't complain at all. And a man should never complain about his wife, too. It's not chivalrous. Chivalry's dead. Apparently. The download Dirty Laundry Edition. Love you too, Daisy. I love you too. Thank you for listening earlier. I do if they're not wore out. What is it like? Don't wear it out. That's like a Pee Wee Herman kind of. What is it? That's my name. Don't wear it out. This was my dad's tie clip. I got it. I wish my brother, a lucky bastard, he got it. My dad's other tie. What do they call those bolo ties? Where it's like a long string. And it's got this gold plating. Jasmine says, this show gets me out of bed in the morning. Dang it to heck. Well, that's kind of the opposite of what I want. I want to put everybody to bed. Dang it to heck. Jasmine, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong. I got it backwards. Blaine says, you taboo breaker, you. Cal says, 100% heterosexual male. I enjoy your show, Jason. First time I actually watch it. Like I said, I would donate at least $20 to GoFundMe if you start. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe someday you guys will have the opportunity to purchase some ancillary product from me. Who knows? Who knows? Paintings. Paintings is where I'm going with. Paintings, it seems to be the way to go. This ugly thing. Maybe my dad's joke was always like, I don't know, something about a framed picture about keeping the vermin away. You can put my face up instead of a mouse trap. I don't want to sell you guys anything. I don't want to sell I think either I want a new show where like I get paid to do a different show, or my thought is like to take donations from like corporations and get like, or like anonymous benefactor or somebody. I don't mind. I just want whoever I get money from to be really rich. I want people. I don't want money from people that make less than $3 million a year. And I just want $1 million of their $3 million each year. I just want a third. No, I don't. I hate money. I don't want money. I just want big piles of weed and someone to pay the mortgage. I don't know what I want. 1/3. 1/3, Mark. You don't know what's... Oh, ski diving. That's funny. Ski diving, yeah. It's like a combination of water skiing and diving. You go off a big ramp on a water ski boat, you know, and then you're like, I don't know. Perfect, Kyle. That will get me through tonight. Time to jump the shark. You guys ever jump a shark before? It worked? Nice. May I have $1 million, please? May I have $1 million? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Blaine Christensen. Blaine Christensen. Beat it like R2. Blaine Christensen. Blaine Christensen. What? Beat it, Blaine Christensen. Beat it. Beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. Just eat it. Just eat it. Read it and eat it. Suck it and lick it. Bob it. Rub it. Touch it. Oh yeah. Hey, hey, hey. really frustrates me in the iPad. I can't see. It cuts off the corners. I can't see. I can't see Obama's face and be the change over here. Like, this is the end of the screen. I go that far and my finger goes off the screen. I can't see Obama's face and same thing on this side. This is the end of the screen. This is the end of the screen. I can't go over here. Dang it to heck. And it makes it hard to, like, and there's a 30-second delay on the show, so like when I'm moving something, I have to wait to see where it ends up. There's a 30-second delay on the show, so like when I'm moving something, I have to wait to see where it ends up. This is Trump time. F you, Obama. Dang. You're gonna hurt his feelings if you keep that up. Dang it, to the heck. Dang. You're gonna hurt his feelings if you keep that up. And when you say this is Trump time, you're talking about this term? You're like, Obama had his time in office, or are you talking about the show? Like, does he own this show? This is my time. This is social science time. Mine, it's mine. And it's huge. I don't care what he done for America, not a think. Not one think. Why waste your time with a think? Care what he done for America, not a think. Oh, come on, Mark. Not one thing. I agree with you on one thing. I don't give a rat's ass about Obama. We are Obama. Now it's our job. It's our time to be the change. We are Obama. Now it's our job. It's our time to be the change. I think there's been better presidents, perhaps. I like Carter. Why not? I think there's been better presidents, perhaps. I like Carter. Reagan. Speaking of him, like, you know, what a great president! Like, didn't like the hostage crisis in Libya? Didn't he make sure that Americans stayed hostage longer? To make Carter look bad? I'm pretty sure he did that. What a good man. Wasn't he a member of the Union, Screen Actors Guild? But delivered the death nails. So he got his benefits from the collective bargaining and workers, but make sure he closed the door once he got through. You can believe what you want, Mr. Mark, but I don't know. My goodness, I don't have to agree. Didn't he bust that? Like, I was a little kid, so I was only like 5, but I clearly remember news articles about the airline strike. Dang it to heck. Didn't he break the union's backs? I don't know. I mean, like, that's one of his accomplishments. I, for one, am not that impressed with that, though. I don't know. I mean, that's one of his accomplishments. I mean, he is a hero, and Obama said it too. Like, he changed America in a lot of ways. For one, I'm not that impressed with that, though. I don't know. I, for one, support labor unions. I mean, he is a hero, and Obama said it too. Like, he changed America in a lot of ways. I don't know. I, for one, support labor unions. I think we should think critically about everything we hear. That's wise. I think we should think critically about everything we hear. Wise. My understanding is the debt ceiling has really very little effect on the average person. But dang it to heck. My understanding is the debt ceiling has really very little effect on the average person. I don't know. I hate money. I'm trying. It's a rigged, broken system. It's like I don't even like to try to think about it because I don't know. It's depressing. Maybe I don't know. I hate money. It's a rigged, broken system. It's like I don't even like to try to think about it because I don't know. It's depressing. But Reagan, you know, he had his own financial scandal during his administration. They call it the savings and loan scandal or saving, yes. And I have to get, you know, like, I really don't respect, you know, his breaking the unions. That's a big thing I really don't like about him. There's other things I don't like about Reagan. But I have to give him credit for when he was in office and banksters, savings and loansters, defrauded people out of millions of dollars. People went to jail. 1,000 employees of the savings and loan industry were tried and convicted and went to prison. People went to jail. 1,000 employees of the savings and loan industry were tried. Fast forward and went to prison. 30 years. And I don't remember how big the savings and loan scandal was, but it was a pittance compared to the $7 trillion bailout required in the mortgage derivatives crisis. Not one person has gone to jail. Not one person. Dick Cheney. I blame Dick Cheney for everything. Not one person. Dick Cheney. I blame Dick Cheney for everything. And the Clintons, they're not much better. Plus, he got the American hostages free while he kept them, made sure that they stayed hostage long enough that he could save them. Some shady, shady business. Make sure that they stayed hostage long enough that he could save them. Plus, there's the whole Contras. The Contra. Not Lee Iacocca, but what's his name? The general. Plus, there's the whole Contras. Bloody Contra aid. Undeclare war mix. Add your son with your tax dollars. But it's unfit for human consumption. but it's unfit for human consumption. The Clintons are not the worst. They're just bad. And the Obama administration was the Clinton administration 2.0. They're just bad. And the Obama administration was the Clinton administration 2.0. A lot of the... You know, I wanted Obama to be the next FDR. You know, like... A lot of the... Bill Clinton... In his administration, they rolled back a lot of the Depression-era financial protections, the Glass-Steagall Act, which separated investment banking from commercial banking. So, like the little bit I put in the, or you know, Grandma puts in the savings, in her savings account, doesn't get mixed with the money that they take to the casino. Their savings account doesn't get mixed with the money that they take to the casino. Well, Clinton got rid of the Glass-Steagall and a lot of other, you know, the trade agreements, all that bullshit. You know, Trump does touch a nerve with people. He does tap into something real. He's a populist. And there's a lot of people out there suffering. He does tap into something real. He's a populist. And there's a lot of people out there suffering. Well, how am I sharp? How am I sharp there, sir? Tell me how good I am. I'd love to hear it. For so long, I had so little confidence. Like in junior high. So in elementary school, I was the smartest kid in my class. There was one other boy in my class. It was a competition between Wendy Fuller and I. Who was who'd win the spelling bee, and I was a big fish in a very little pond. And I had tons of confidence. I did. I was like, yeah, I was pretty sure of being a bright little kid. Yeah, I got a lot of good, you know, I was proud of myself. I always did really well in standardized testing back then. Like, whatever. So, you know, in 6th grade, my teacher's like, well, when it was time to go to junior high, she's like, I'm going to put you in advanced math. I was really proud of myself. Yeah, cool. Advanced math. And I ended up getting a 70%. I just barely passed advanced math. And, you know, advanced math, 7th grade, I'm in a brand new pond with lots of big fish. I had a shitty pair of shoes that had a hole in them when I should have had Nike Airs. Like, it was a bad start to junior high, and like, I just didn't expect, you know, like, and then this Mr. Heilman, he had astigmatism, so I always looked like he was looking up. And he's also the girls' basketball coach. Just a jerk. This guy's a real jerk, let me tell you. Anyway, if you're watching Mr. Heilman, you ruined my life. I couldn't understand variables. I had a hard time understanding variables. And I just remember him shaming me in front of the whole class, in front of all the, you know, all the smart kids, you know. It took me like 4 or 5 years to recover from that. like all the smart kids thought I was dumb. I thought I was dumb. Dang it to heck. And ever since that time, I've just had a real crisis of confidence with my intelligence. I always feel like I'm a dummy. Ever since that time, I've just had a real crisis of confidence with my intelligence. I always feel like I'm a dummy. When I was 6, our family so big we had to shower in a tub and didn't even have. Wow, old timey. There's another piece to this. It's missing. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it! Dang it! Double dog, dang it! Now where did that go? Dang it! There it is. Hi, whoever said hi. Daisy said, I had my brother's hand-me-down Vans slip-ons. They had all holes on them and the right ones, so I held them together with duct tape. I was so proud of those shoes. Well, I didn't have the. I wasn't able to muster enough confidence on my own. It took me a while. I wasn't able to muster enough confidence. 8th grade. Went back. I went into regular math. And another teacher. 8th grade. I don't know. He seemed real mean. Like he was like real like hardball. But you know, like you could just see in his eyes, and I knew too. Like there's just a glint in his eye that he's like he's not as mean as he pretends to be. And he made it the variables a lot easier and whatever. But so how did I didn't remain the biggest dork in school forever. Like how did I escape that? Because I was kind of a nerd that seventh grade, and so it wasn't until 9th grade that I started to recover. I did find one or two friends, and you know, like, but they were nerdy friends like me. So like, so across the street from me at my home, there lived there was a young woman. She was older. My friend Joni. Anyway, what would she? She's 4 years older than me. And when I was 11, she would babysit sometimes. At 15, you know, like my mom just didn't want to leave me completely alone, and so she'd babysit for me. And then fast forward, like when I was 15 or 14, and she was 18, we became friends. I was always hanging out at her house. And she dyed her hair blue, wore fishnet stockings, was kind of punk, into grunge and punk. I was always hanging out at her house. And so I started bleaching. I had a blonde streak in my hair. And I started wearing a trench coat. She'd give me a ride to school, and her boyfriend was in a band. Real tough looking dude. And they used to wait for me outside of school to pick me up. Basically, I stopped caring what the kids in my junior high thought. I stopped caring about the shoes. I started focusing. This is about the same time I bought this hat. And then as soon as I stopped caring, that's when people started to like me. That's what I was. Girls at first. Girls were always, and girls on this show too tend to be. Girls love my swag. Dang it to heck. People started to like me. That's what I was. Girls at first. And girls on this show too tend to be. Yeah, I don't know. Once I stopped caring whether people liked me, people started to like me. I love you can recount this with a smile on your mouth and a twinkle in your eye, man. Thanks. You guys make me feel good. I love you can recount this with a smile on your mouth and a twinkle in your eye, man. Thanks. You guys have given me more confidence than anyone should have. Like, I don't mind looking like an ass. Because I'm just that cool. I look cooler like an ass than you do on your best day, or whoever. Not you. All of you are cool, but whoever thinks poorly of me. The people who don't mind, but the people who matter. Wait, the people who don't matter, but they mind. The people who don't mind, but the people who matter. Wait, the people who don't matter, but they mind. I can go sing, and yeah, you guys give me permission to do anything. It's dangerous. I can go sing, and I can run around on a tutu live with fairy wings on, and it just, none of it matters. Thank you. Thank you, Blaine. Thank you. I realize that now, too. It's just something I have more shame over. Like, I mean, I was just so embarrassed to tell people I like penises. But penises are awesome. I have more shame over it. Like, I was just so embarrassed to tell people I like penises. Penises are awesome. They are pretty cool. Everybody likes penises. At least most people do. At least their own. Not everybody. The exception often proves the rule. Everybody likes penises. At least most people do. At least their own. Not everybody. The exception often proves the rule. I do, Kyle. I do. I really do. Come on down, man. I love uncut penises. I love cut penises, but I have a fetish for uncut penises. I do. Come on down, man. I love uncut penises. I love cut penises, but I have a fetish for. I think I just want to live vicariously through their foreskin. I just want to nibble on it like it's my own. I just want my tender bits nibbled on. I do. I like it in my mouth. Sometimes in my butt, Mark, too. What is mine only matter. What is matter, never mind. Right. I mean, again, Samantha, I'll stay away from the word deserved because I feel like none of us deserve anything, but I think the penises would be more happy, and many of the mouths would be too. Then lived a 7-year poly relationship with men and women. Nice, Clint. Nice. You sick. That's rude. That's rude. Why do you worry about what other people do? Huh. I don't know. Sex is just normal. Dang. Like, that, you know, that hurts a lot of people's feelings, that kind of sentiment. You're sick. You're gross. Butt sex is gross. Oh, ew. Like, since I was a kid, I've been hearing that. That's how I knew that I was, that I might be gay. That's how I knew it. Because, like, people would be like, oh, gay guy's gross. That's so disgusting. And I'd be like, I don't know. It doesn't sound that bad. I knew I didn't feel the way they felt. Or pretended to feel. And religion says a lot of different things, Mark. If you're gonna go down that route, dang it, Ted! Like, why do you focus so much on the particularly the sex part of it? Like, they talk about a lot of stuff in that Bible. I can see your comments, Wilson. Hello, hello. I can see your comments, Wilson. Hello, hello. If done correctly, it's enjoyable. I always say, are you talking about anal sex? I always say it hurts so good. It hurts so good. If done correctly, it's enjoyable. I always say, are you talking about anal sex? The thing I like about, you know, because I don't like the experience so much, like, you know, I don't usually stick something up my butt. I don't use a dildo up my butt. I don't jerk off. I don't do anal play alone. To me, a lot of the pleasure from anal sex comes from pleasing someone else. I don't want a dildo up my butt. I want a cock up my butt. Because I like to live vicariously through that cock. It makes me feel good about myself that I can make that cock hard and make it feel good and make it come. It makes me feel like I'm worth something. Worth enough to at least fuck. Like, I'm attractive enough that at least I can make this dick hard. It makes me feel like I'm worth something. Worth enough to at least fuck. And I think that was why I so wanted to have sex all the time, just because I wanted to feel worth something. Now that you guys make me feel worth something and I have the show to do, I can kind of take sex or leave it. I can take it or leave it. Dang it and dang it and dang it and heck it. Not my dick. I'm with you, Blaine. The village I grew up had 600 people in it. But I am legit attracted to women. It's something perhaps, I am legit attracted to women. You know, if I'd grown up in San Francisco with Angelina Jolie as my mommy, you know, if I'd grown up in maybe I would never have started enjoying licking clitorises. Angelina Jolie is my mommy. Maybe I would have. But the fact of the matter, in my mind, gay sex was off the table. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth giving the embarrassment, have my family turn my back, risk being judged. It wasn't worth giving. I wasn't even sure for sure that's what I knew I wasn't grossed out by it, but what do I want from life? Do I really want to choose this path that's where my family would judge me, where people make fun of me all the time? Do I want to do that? I'm not sure. Where my family would judge me, where people make fun of me all the time? Do I want to do that? I'm not sure. And having sex with women, although it was hard to do, it was hard to find women to have sex with because I'm just such a wallflower, or I was. And having sex with women, although it was hard to do, I enjoyed it. It was hard to find women to have sex with because I'm just such a wallflower. I enjoyed it. Dang it to heck. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And basically, I want to. I'm attracted to anybody that's attracted to me. I find it really flattering when somebody's whatever. Basically, I want to. I'm attracted to anybody that's attracted to me. I find it really flattering. It's tough. It's tough being bi. I always feel like anybody that's being nice to me wants to fuck me. Daisy likes to fuck herself in the ass with a good 8 inches and thick. Wow. Dang it to heck. So once a dick first goes in there, to me it's maybe it's just I don't know how to relax right away at first, but I'm not that experienced. Once a dick first goes it hurts. Almost sometimes almost too much, where I want the person to stop. But after 3 or 4 strokes, the pain goes away, and it just hurts really good. Are you really 12 inches? That's exceptionally large. I always take people at face value because I don't know, this is a post-truth world anyway. Dang it to heck. My wife has a problem with telling the truth. She does. And to me, I just don't understand it. I don't understand, Fuck you, crazy, making me laugh. Yeah, I am. Wow. Dang it to heck. My goodness. That's almost too big, man. The pain goes from, my goodness. That's almost too big, but yeah, so anal sex, it just hurts so good. 18 inches. You guys, I need some dick pics in my inbox, please. With next something for 18 inches. You guys, I need some dick pics. It's not for sexual gratification. I just need I need to document this. With next I promise I won't jerk off to them. It's not for sexual gratification. I just need to document this. Maybe I might. I promise. That's a long nose you got, Damien. How many inches is that nose? That's a long nose you got, Damien. How many inches is that nose? I'd you 18. You'd be the record. I call You sea liar. Rubber doll fetish is fun? You guys know about my veg on the reg story? My veg on the reg story? Vegetable on the regular? That's a catchphrase for the show. Because I was explaining how I don't fuck vegetables on the regular. Sophie, you have to go outside? Vegetable on the regular? That's a catchphrase for the show. I was explaining how I don't fuck vegetables on the regular. Sophie, you have to go outside? Oh, I can show you a video. I made a video of myself recording fucking an eggplant, and I posted it to a group on Facebook. I can't show you the actual fucking one because that's against community standards. But I have another one called Preparation E, E for eggplant. Preparation E, and it shows how I prepared the eggplant for fucking. I've never showed that on the show. This is a good idea. This is a really good idea. I've never showed that on the show. That's good. This is a good idea. This is a great idea. So I decided to fuck this eggplant. I had grown it in the garden in the backyard here. Shortly after being diagnosed with HIV, I decided to fuck this eggplant. I was pretty it was an emotionally trying time, and I was convinced, because this is right after I was diagnosed, I was convinced that I would never have bareback sex again. Because the last thing I had learned about HIV was in 1997, when I was in high school, senior year in high school. This HIV positive or serodiscordant couple, a couple like my wife and I, came to visit and teach at the school, and we had an assembly in the gymnasium. And they had explained there, because, she was, not serodiscordant, she was HIV positive. They were both HIV positive. And they were both being treated, and, I knew from that they have medications that keep you alive, but at that time there was still concern that people who are HIV positive, even being treated, could pass their virus on and pass it on, and it mutates quickly. So there was a fear that that this couple, they could have sex with each other and keep giving each other different form of HIV, and that would mutate, and then they'd give it back and mutate it and give it back, and eventually get a super virus. That was the fear. And so they were explaining that they couldn't have bareback sex with one another. And that was the last thing I had heard. So I was convinced, no more bareback sex for Jason, except with an eggplant. Maybe with an eggplant. That was the. And so they were explaining they couldn't have. That was the last thing I had heard. I was convinced, no more bareback sex for Jason, with an eggplant. So, but before that, I didn't fuck vegetables on the regular. I didn't do the veg on the reg. One other time, I hollowed out a cucumber and microwaved it. And this was in adolescence, when I was before I'd ever had sex. I just really wanted to try it. Before that, I didn't fuck vegetables on the regular. I didn't do veg on the reg. One other time, I hollowed out a cucumber and microwaved it. This was adolescence. It was still before I'd ever had sex. I just really wanted to try it. Okay, this video is entitled Preparation E. E is for eggplant. This video is entitled Preparation E. E is for eggplant.
This is a makeshift plan that I have here. I don't know how to best fucking eggplant, but I'm gonna try to make it.
Preparation E. E is for eggplant.
So first we have to do proper preparation, I guess. This is a makeshift plan that I have here. I don't know how to best fucking eggplant, but I'm gonna try my damnedest.
The doll wears kinky.
Tastes like a vegetable,
The doll wears.
which isn't necessarily a compliment. Wait.
So any other times I fucked vegetables? I guess I did use a cucumber up my butt once too. So any other times I fucked vegetables? But that's more like getting fucked by a vegetable rather than fucking. I guess I did use a cucumber. I guess, you know, either way, I guess, like. So that's three. Maybe 3 times. Miss Beasley? Trying to think of who Miss Beasley is. Daisy, you're fun. You are fun. Daisy says, I like to fuck shaved cucumbers. It's such a good detoxifier. Will make some pussy or make ass and or pussy taste like water. Fun, fun, fun. Somebody said that they had ordered a blow-up doll for me on the show here to sit on Boner's lap here, and as a dance partner. But apparently it was on back order, so I'm not getting her anytime soon. As a dance partner. Apparently it's on back order, so I hope you don't, James. You're, you know, I don't fully understand the nature of reality, but most everyone I know is mortal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're feeling not well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're feeling. Mark, but you don't sound like you're all that fun. You seem pretty repressed. I don't know. I think Daisy deserves somebody that like can really show her a good time, if you know what I mean. Yeah. You probably don't. This is against your religion too, you know. It's just like Daisy deserves somebody that can really show her a good time. I mean, you probably don't. This is against your religion too, you know. It's just like Daisy deserves somebody that can really show her. 17. That's pretty young, man. Dang attack. Wow. Old enough where I don't feel too guilty about talking about this stuff, I guess. Where, like, past the age of consent in many places. Dang, man. Make it. Hi. Well, it's so, you know, what can I say for you, sir? I guess.
Well, old enough, I don't think.
Aging, to me, there's nothing. What is a funny joke I like? Like, there's nothing wrong with getting older. I don't mind aging. It's sort of like falling. It's just the sudden stop at the end that gets you. Age is just a number. I don't think.
To me,
I'm just sorry you're having a hard time though, man. And I think what kind of, you know, like, it's really easy for people who aren't in high school anymore
falling is just a sudden stop at the end that gets
to say, oh, you know, things get better when you get older, and they don't always get better when you get older. They don't, but things don't feel as intense. I think, like, you know, it's. I think people are always having to learn this lesson. I'm always having to learn this lesson. No matter what it is, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whether it's suffering or joy, it's not going to last forever, and things will change. And I'm sorry that you're having a hard time now, but I think it's really, and it sounds cliche, but things will change.
Well, having learned this lesson, I'm always having to learn this lesson. No matter what it is, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whether it's suffering or joy, it's not going to last forever, and things will change.
I say just squeeze it everywhere, twice, at least twice, just to be safe.
And it sounds cliche, but things will
You don't want to waste juice. Wow. Anybody who's telling you to kill yourself is doing something very cruel. And
I say just squeeze it everywhere, twice, at least twice, just to be safe. You don't want to waste juice. Wow. Anybody who's telling you to kill yourself is cruel.
the older I get, the stiffer I get.
And
You're talking about your penis?
I say just squeeze it everywhere, twice.
So it probably gets longer too, right? Gets not every year. Every year gets an inch longer and twice as hard.
Anybody who's telling you to kill yourself, the older I get, the stiffer I get. You're talking about your penis?
How big are you a fisherman, Mark? How big are your fish?
It's not every year inch longer and twice as hard.
Measured Mark.
How big, Mark? How big are your fish?
Measured Mark went to fishing for to catch a whale. But all the juice that he had got was in a dry, twice squeezed lemon. I don't know. Dang it to heck.
Measured Mark.
Measured Mark.
How big, Mark? How big are your fish? Measured Mark went to fishing for to catch a whale.
Measured Mark started to bark.
But all the
Being such a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. No, dang it to heck. Mark, I love you, man. I love you.
Twice squeezed lemon. Measured Mark.
It's always the motion of the ocean.
Such a bitch. Just kidding. No, dang it to heck.
I love you, Mark. Mark and I are Facebook friends. We're unlikely friends, I would say. I don't know. I could always get along with conservative people. You know, well, I come from a conservative family. I come from a conservative town.
I love you. Mark and I are Facebook friends. We're unlikely friends. I would say.
If I couldn't find a way to get along with people that were religious, that were politically conservative, if I couldn't find I wouldn't get along with anyone.
Come from a conservative family. I come from a conservative town. If I couldn't find a way to get along with people that were religious,
No, I go fishing and my dick's so big the fish jump and start and hump it. Nice, nice. But we are friends, though, right, Mark? I'd say we're friends.
My dick's so big the fish jump and start and hump it. Nice, nice.
I love this hat. I'm a big fan of it. I've had it since I was 15 years old. I've had it for 23 years.
We are friends, though, right? I'd say we're friends.
I bought it at St. Vincent de Paul. It's a resale shop for Catholics. It's basically a Goodwill for Catholics.
I've had it.
It's made from Jolly Good orange soda cans.
15 years old. And then for 23.
Thank you, Blaine and Daisy.
I bought it at St. Vincent de Paul. It's a resale
What do you want, Sophie?
Goodwill for Catholics.
Go on, go on, go on.
Jolly Good orange soda
Can't be up here.
cans.
Come on.
Thank you, Blaine and Daisy.
Come on, Sophie. Come on, come on. Where'd that glue go to? I just had it. Where'd that glue go to? Just had it. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. That's me in the corner. That's me in the... What the hell is wrong with people these days?
That's me.
Same thing that's always been wrong with us. The human condition. It's fatal. Dang it to heck. And
That's always been wrong with us.
I think religion is pretty toxic.
Human condition.
I do. I think most religion is pretty toxic. It's a poison pill that we all swallow.
And I think religion is it's pretty toxic. I do. I think most religion is pretty toxic. It's a poison pill that we all swallow.
Original sin hobbles our psyche purposely with intention. If you tell somebody they're flawed and broken and they need to crawl on their hands and knees and beg,
Original sin
this supreme,
hobbles our psyche. Purpose.
omnipotent, omniscient,
Intention.
omnipresent,
Tell somebody they're flawed and broken.
benevolent
Crawl
being,
on their hands and knees and beg. This supreme,
otherwise you
omnipotent,
can't be whole, you can't,
omnipresent,
yeah, unless you're begging on your hands and knees for forgiveness.
being.
Oh, and also you only can talk to this and reach this person by going through these people here. I mean, it's just way too convenient. But I don't know.
Begging your hands, knees, forgiveness.
What is wrong with people? I think people are lonely. Lonely is one of the biggest things.
You can talk to.
We're social creatures, and life for us, life is the social ape has become less and less social over time. I think our society keeps us separated into our little boxes,
Is one of the biggest
and you know, in our evolution, like
life for us. Life is our.
for hundreds of thousands of years, we like lived in close proximity
Less social over time.
to the small group of people, our small community. Like
Keeps us separated into our little boxes.
extended families lived under the same roof.
In our
Friends and family, people that you worked,
for hundreds of thousands
you hunted with, you gathered food with, the people that like they were there all the time. Now we're each supposed to be independent. There's been a declaration of independence made, and we're each all supposed to stand on our own,
friends and family, that
earn enough that we can have our own little box
food with the people that
where we put all our stuff in it.
Now we're each supposed to be independent. There's been a declaration of independence made, and we're each all supposed to stand on our own. Earn enough that we can have our own little box where we put all our stuff in it. Now we're each supposed to be independent. There's been a declaration of independence made. We're each all supposed to stand on our own. Earn enough that we can have our own little box where we put all our stuff in it.
think being separated from people, like, you know, like as much anxiety that I have around socializing with people, is being cut off from people, being social animals, like we wither. We don't do well. We thrive when we're around other people, and when I'm able to overcome my anxiety and go hang out with people in the real world, doing the show,
cut off from people.
it helps me blossom. Dang it, heck.
We don't do well. We thrive when we're around other
So.
people. When I'm able to
I think that loneliness is probably the biggest thing that's wrong with people nowadays. It's loneliness
doing the show,
and fear.
it helps me blossom.
It's one of the things it does. I think religion does serve multiple purposes.
I think that loneliness
Has multiple functions. Because one of the things, like, I do believe in evolution, and I think
It's one of the things it does.
I think evolution works not just like on a genetic level, it also works on a behavioral level. Like, and well, behaviors come partially from our genetics too. Like, there's a genetic basis to our behavior.
I do believe in evolution, and I think
And so, like, any of the behaviors that you see in yourself
evolution
or in other
works not
people,
just, like, on a genetic level, it also works on a behavioral level.
those behaviors persist
Come
in our
partially from
culture
genetics, too,
because they help us with survival. They serve a function that benefits us,
any of the behavior that you see
or we wouldn't do it. If it only ever hurt us, if it didn't on some level help
those
us,
behaviors persist
it wouldn't exist.
in our culture because they help us with survival.
It seems legit, Damo.
They serve a function that benefits us,
I
or we wouldn't do it.
you know, as much as I am against the Abrahamic religions,
Level help us.
I'm an
It wouldn't exist.
not a, what is it? I'm anti-theism, not anti-theist. What?
As much as I am against it,
I also have this Messiah complex. You know, I was raised Catholic. The ideals of Jesus are very similar to my own. Well, do unto others as you would unto me, or how, you know,
was raised Catholic.
golden rule kind of stuff.
The ideals of Jesus,
Dang it to heck! What else?
very similar to my own.
Something. The least of ye, there go I. You know, something.
You would unto me, or gold rule.
Hanging out with prostitutes and petty thieves, overturning lender, like the tables, the money lending tables in the temple. All that shit's I can relate with.
Hanging out with
I don't know.
prostitutes and petty thieves, overturning lender, like the tables, the money lending table in the temple. All that shit's I can relate with.
Hmm.
Prostitutes and petty thieves, overturning lender, like the tables, the money lending table in the temple. All that shit's I can relate with.
I always like to say that, truth can be found, golden kernels of truth can be found in all the religions. Even Christianity. But, like in all the religious books,
I always
golden kernels of truth can be found.
that truth can be found. Golden.
Sort of like, after you eat some corn on the corn of the cob, you take a shit in the toilet, you'll find some golden kernels in there. But I, for one, I'd rather start fresh and get a whole new cob. I'm not going to dig through the fucking toilet, wade through the shit to find a few golden nuggets of truth.
After you eat corn on the cob, you take a shit in the toilet, you'll find some golden kernels in there. But I, for one, I'd rather start fresh and get a whole new cob. I'm not going to dig through the fucking toilet, wade through the shit to find a few golden nuggets of truth.
And in that way, that is how religious belief is like corn. Eric says, James, don't concentrate on society because society will always make you feel inadequate. Just concentrate on yourself and your life and what inspires you to be the best that you can be. That's Rushmore. That's Max's secret.
That is how religious belief is like corn.
What was it? Oh yeah.
Don't concentrate on society because you'll always feel inadequate.
When Bill Murray's character Herman asks Max Fisher, he's a poor student, but also very active in school. When he asks Max, "What's the secret, Max? You seem like you got it all put together." And he's like, "What's the secret?
Max Fisher.
I guess find something that you love to do and do it for the rest of your life. For me, that's going to Rushmore."
When he asks Max, "What's the secret, Max? You seem
Going into school.
What's the secret? I guess
Going into secondary education or
do it for the rest of your life. For me, that's your Rushmore.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to high school for the rest of my life.
Going to school. We need a secondary education or
Love to you too, James. I'd say guidance from the books of the deity rather than knowledge. We believe it and war over the truth in it rather than the message it delivered. I think I think it's one of the things that I fear that we won't be able to get over. I worry that it's the downfall of our species, our tribal nature, our tendency and our innate inclination towards
it's one of our
making us versus them.
Fear that we won't be able to get over.
You're on not. It's me against you.
Worry that it's the downfall of our
And
species, our tribal nature.
I've thought since I was probably in junior high that
Tendency and our innate inclination towards
the only real chance we have to get around it, and hopefully it's not the only real chance,
making
but
us versus them.
I've always felt like discovering aliens, like
Me against you.
like discovering especially intelligent life outside of here, but any life outside of the planet off Earth.
Probably in junior high.
Felt like that has the potential of like putting us all on the same team. We're all in the same tribe. We're all in the same race. Humans are trying to get there. We want to just get to the stars. We want, but
like discovering, especially intelligent.
well, we're just all focused on fighting one another. It's just I don't know.
But like
Wasabi,
the potential.
I saw him in person the other day. He was watching earlier, and
All in this tribe. We're all in the same.
we were just talking about.
There's-
I don't know if we were talking about the sing along or something, but
we want, but
how he's always just supported gay rights, and you know, to him it's like
on fighting one another. It's just I don't know.
we're all there's just one chink
I saw him
in the armor, and we all have to stand together,
earlier.
because the man, it doesn't matter where he finds his weak spot. Once one of us fall, we all fall.
How he just
It is.
and,
It's Frankie.
like,
Frankie.
bro, there's just one chink in the armor, and you all have to stand together. Because the man,
I love.
doesn't matter where he.
The thing I like most about this doll is its stand. I just like to put it on its stand.
It is.
That's how I like to rest too. I like to put all my weight right on my crotch. Oh. She just floats on her crotch.
I love. The thing I like most.
This is how a grown man plays with dolls.
Stand. I just like to put it on its stand. That's how I like to rest too. I like to put all my weight on my crotch. Oh. Shit floats at the crotch. I love. The thing I love is how a grown man plays with dolls. I just like to put it on its stand. That's how I like to rest too. I like to put all my weight on my crotch.
Does the sun shine in my Volvo? Dang it to heck. I think I want to move. Gotta move this print.
Does the sun shine on my Volvo?
Go gadget, or big fireplace. Psh. Dang it! Heck.
Oh, you got a cold.
I don't need all this. Just an nice fast mask and
Okay.
have a pretty much.
Or big fireplace.
Psh. Psh. Hey there, Michael. How are ya? How are ya? Eric Weeby Richards. Good night. Eric Weeby Richards. Good night. Eric Weeby Richards. Good night. A little bit midnight. It was a little later than usual. It wasn't a 3 in the morning one, no. Is it what? How much time do we have left? I fell asleep. I won't forget, man. I won't forget. See, make sure I have them on the side here. Here they are. They're right on here on top of the lasagna. In case I forget. Oh yeah, Waco. I'll give you a little. Hang on, Michael. I was confused because this isn't a table at all.
Eric T.B. Richards.
Michael Weichel. Michael Weichel? Michael Weichel? Night, Wilson. I love you too. Warms my heart. My heart is warmed. Dang it, and 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 dang it. Okay, Weichel, 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 Weichel. Here we go. Michael! 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 How are you, man? Alright, so it's not really a table. This is extra laminate flooring. Like the same stuff that's on the kitchen floor. Dang it to heck. And it's sitting on top of the cupboard. Michael! 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 Alright, man. Alright. So it's not really a table. It's extra laminate flooring.
Eric T.B. Richards.
Let's start with the pill bottle. We got Flying Spaghetti Monster and erasers that look like food or smartphone. You got Pac-Man. You got Frankie, Mini Frankie. You got these the pill containers and mint containers. Heck it to dang. Dang it to heck. Michael! Michael! Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. It's hard to tell from this angle. It's hard to tell from... Yeah, we're way up on top. Oh yeah, maybe I'll give you one more view here.
Eric Levy Richards.
Dang it, right to Hayek. Alright, see? Oh yeah, we got the ramp. We got the ramp. Whee! So cool! Dang it, Hayek. Dang it, right to Hayek. Oh! We only have 45 seconds! Dang it to heck! Alright, this is build number 340. Down the hatch. We are robot. Ah! I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you! Good night! I love you all. Good night. Good night. This is the house that Jack built. This is the farmer that sowed the corn, that fed the cows, the crow in the morning, that woke the priest, shell shaven and showing the rain.